I'm Don Tantrum. I farm at Rangiwai, 37 k's from Taihape. We've got a lot of trees and the farm's about 234 hectares. I've got a lot of pine, a lot of cypresses, quite a few eucalypts, a lot of ornamental conifers, a few acacia delbata. In fact, most of the trees that will grow I have tried, and I've tried quite a few that won't grow as well. One of the trees I've had latest success with is the black walnut, and I've tried interplanting them with acacia delbata so that the acacia can draw them up, protect them from the wind, and also possibly fix nitrogen, which will help them grow quicker. My philosophy in planting trees was I didn't really plant trees for profit. I planted them because I like trees was the main reason. The second reason is they're good for the environment. They provide shade and shelter, and they control the erosion on your land. I still haven't got all the areas I'd like to be planted, and certainly not in the species I'd like them to be planted, but it's ongoing and it's never ending. We have actually harvested a couple of lots of radiata, done pretty well out of them. 3 or 4 hectares, maximum, probably not quite that big. And we got about 45,000 net for that. And the other block was about 7 hectares and we got 150,000 net for that. So out of that had to come the fixing the fences and replanting, which has been done. When I first started planting trees, they were put on the more marginal ground, and they didn't really affect the stock numbers because we concentrated more on the better land. But in the last 10 years, the stock numbers have dropped off because where we were sort of two-tier farming with grazing and amongst the trees, now there isn't much grazing and the stock numbers have dropped off. But we're also getting a return now from the forestry, so the stock numbers dropping off, it's just a shift of income really. I did say that I didn't plant for monetary reasons, but after a few years and once I started getting into bigger blocks, I did think of the monetary return that they might give, and I thought if I planted enough trees, it would make it put a lot more value into the property and make it easier to move on without having to sell the property, which I have moved on. We now live in town. And the property at the moment's being farmed by my son. The main reason I plant trees, or started planting trees, is not for economic reason. The first reason is to stabilise the land, keep your water clean, for stock shelter and stock shade. And if you make money at the end out of the economics of it, well, that's fine, but that's not the ultimate reasons I believe you should plant trees for. Young farmers or new farmers that want to plant trees, some farms need a lot of trees and a few farms don't need many. And it's a matter of getting the right advice and putting the right amount of trees in the right place to protect your water and supply your shade and shelter and that sort of thing, and stabilise your soil. Those are the important things, and by joining Farm Forestry you can get the free information if you like. Yeah, I've been planting trees for well, as long as I've been able to really. I got my tree planting genes from my grandfather, I think, and I would have planted a lot more trees a lot sooner had I had the land to do it and the resources. But when I got it, I sort of went mad. But there's still huge potential. I've got some of my streams riparian planted, but I'd like them all riparian planted, and I see now that Fonterra is forcing all farmers to have all their streams planted within 18 months, and it's only a matter of time, and all sheep farmers will probably have to do it as well. There will be problems, but no doubt it improves your water and helps stabilise your land, and there's a long way to go yet to be environmentally friendly. You know, look after the climate and the bees and the birds and all the rest of the things which make up a healthy climate and atmosphere.